We want to welcome the publisher of Global Golf Post, Jim Nugent, to Back Nine Report. Jim, welcome in. Haven't talked to you for a while.
Fred, thanks for having me on today. It's a pleasure to be with you.
So, tell our listeners a little bit about Global Golf Post. What's the content? How long you been out there? Give us a little background.
Global Golf Post is the digital descendant of two print magazines, one of which I worked at for a long time, Golf Week magazine, and the other is Golf World. The game is distinguished by the fact that it has a cadence all of its own. Tournaments are played on a weekly basis and they end on Sunday. The printed weeklies that used to arrive in your mailbox Friday or Saturday after the tournament would tell you what happened and why and what it means. Well, that's what we do at Global Golf Post. We're the only publication in the world written and edited for the serious golfer, the dedicated golfer. And instead of waiting by your mailbox till Friday or Saturday to get insights and information that you want about the pro game, we're there before you get out of bed on Monday morning in your email inbox. So we provide news, information, and analysis to dedicated golfers about the game, be it professional or amateur, around the world.
And you have assembled assembled some of the best golf writers in the business: Steve Eubanks, Ron Green Jr., John Steinberger, as well as many others that really do provide that insight and background. So when you see something happening, you kind of provide that information on what does it really mean.
I'm blessed to have a masthead of all stars around the world, some of the finest golf writers that have ever lived, that know their beats cold and chose to align themselves with Global Golf Post. I count my lucky stars every day with the people that I'm able to work with and for at the Post.
Jim, one other thing I want to talk about Global Golf Post before we get away from it. You not only talk about professional golf, LPGA, Ladies European Tour, the DP World Tour, the PGA Tour, of course, and the big tournaments. You also spend a lot of ink on collegiate coverage and amateur coverage, which you believe very strongly in.
I do, and it's something that I carried over from my golf week days. The amateur game fascinates me. There's so many stories out there, most of which don't get told. The amateur game is really at the heart of what we do. We watch the pros on television on the weekends or on Golf Channel, but it's the amateur game that is what it's all about as far as participation and competition and really driving industry sales. So we take the amateur game, both men and women, very seriously.
And part of the amateur game is the American Junior Golf Association. You have been very involved in the AJGA for many years, and in fact, were just named as the new to the board for the AJGA. I want to congratulate you on that.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor. I've been coming up on 3 decades of service to the AJGA. The organization is the finest junior golf organization anywhere in the world. What it does for kids and their families is truly remarkable, and that's a credit to our founding chairman, Jordan Smith, Digger Smith, as he's known to all of us, an oil executive from Denver who many years ago had a daughter that could play a little bit, but didn't know how to take advantage of it as far as a college scholarship. And so almost from whole cloth, Digger created the AJGA, and he served as our only chairman for 44 years. And I'm very honored, humbled, and grateful to be able to succeed him in that role as of last weekend.
Yeah, pretty big shoes to fill there. It has become, as you say, the premier junior golf tour in the world. A lot of PGA Tour players, a lot of LPGA Tour players have come up through the AJGA ranks, gone on to college or gone right into the pros.
It's unusual to see an American male on the PGA Tour who didn't grow up in our organization. Occasionally, you'll see a woman on the LPGA that didn't grow up in the AJGA, and certainly a lot of the Asian players on the LPGA Tour did not play AJGA golf. But just about every single touring pro on the PGA Tour right now honed his skills as a kid on the AJGA tour, and some of the brand names that we all know, Scotty Scheffler and Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson. Those are our alums. They learned how to play on the AJGA when they were young men.
So, Jim, let's say I've got a couple young young players, young golfers, and I don't have a big income job. I don't have a lot of disposable income to spend on sending my kids to tournament play and those kind of things. AGAGA came up with a thing called the ACE grant. I know you've been very involved with that over the years. Can you enlighten us a little bit about what the ACE grant is in the AJGA?
We had the AJGA had for a long time the reputation of being a rich kids tour, and unfortunately some of that was deserved. But the executive director, Steve Hamlin, didn't like that rap at all, and so he created the ACE grant. Achieving competitive excellence is what ACE stands for. And basically, it works like this: if you can play, if you can get the ball in the hole rapidly, we're going to put you on our tour. We're going to put you in front of college coaches. We're going to give you the opportunity to earn a college scholarship. This year alone, we meted out more than $1 million of financial aid to families that needed it, so that their kids could play on the tour and hopefully earn a college scholarship. We have PGA Tour winner who's an ACE Grant alumni, Smiley Kaufman, who's morphed into a broadcaster. We're still looking for our first ACE Grant winner on the LPGA Tour, but it's close. And this is really changing the lives of families and kids, and something that I didn't have a lot to do with, but I'm extremely proud of.
So we can find out more about American Junior Golf Association at ajga.org. And if you, again, are looking for the ACE grant, the information is there about that. Jim, anything else you want to mention about the AJGA before we get off that topic?
It's just a wonderful organization that does so many good things in golf. And one of the things that's often not noticed about the AJGA, we have an intern program where we bring college kids in during the summer, and we put them on the road to run our tournaments. And many times those interns come to work for us after school on a full-time basis. And then we send them out into the world of golf. We have executives populating this industry at every level who started their careers at the AJGA. A friend of mine, a former tour player by the name of Roberto Castro, suggested to me the other day that having the AJGA on your resume is like having Goldman Sachs or McKinsey on your resume. It's really a great way to start your career in the business. We have alumni working for the PGA Tour, for the LPGA, for the USGA, for Augusta National. We have college coaches. We have alumni working for manufacturing concerns. So we do wonderful work for kids and their families that aspire to play, but we're just as good with our intern program and our workforce.
Yeah, that's a great point. I try to enlighten everyone that I talk to that has kids that are wanting to play golf and those kind of things. Listen, you don't have to be a professional golfer. There's a lot of jobs in the golf industry that are open for people. I've seen so many, especially young women, come up through even Evans Scholars and end up jobs
Yeah.
with the WGA, Western Golf Association, or Evans down the road. So there's a lot of stuff out there, as we both know, and so you don't have to just be a professional golfer. Jim, before I let you get away today, I want to talk just a little bit about the golf business. We're seeing unprecedented profits and play on the grassroots side of the game. Unparalleled investment going back into golf courses with redesigns, renovations, updating irrigation systems. It's really good stuff at the local level. But golf is not all beautiful. We may see some other things. Professional golf is a problem with the PGA Tour and the LIV, that ongoing situation. And also, we're learning just recently that Comcast, who we know has not been very happy with Golf Channel over the last couple of years, wanting to spin that off. Do you have any idea what that might mean for the golf media business in general? Could you see the tour maybe buying Golf Channel and using that as a platform going down the road?
The golf industry has probably never been healthier in my time, and as you know, my time has been a long time. Just about every segment of the business is in a really good place, with the exception of the men's professional game. It's kind of upside down right now, and we all hope that somehow unification sets in, and we can see the best players playing against each other week in and week out. The golf channel situation is a little bit different. It's not so much about the golf business as it is about the cable business and the cord cutting that's going on. Cable subscribers are down, in the tens of millions over the last decade, and the cable business is not a particularly growth oriented business right now. And so what Comcast is doing is lumping Golf Channel together with a bunch of other cable outlets, including MSNBC and CNBC, and spinning them off as a separate company to basically cash out of the business and have funds available to invest in other segments of their world that are growing rapidly, such as Universal theme parks down in Orlando. So the Golf Channel situation is kind of a one-off, separated from the golf business. And to answer your question, I think that the PGA Tour is a very probable buyer of the entity. It will take a change in mindset, because right now they're paid a rights fee by the Golf Channel, and they don't have to do anything other than go to the bank and cash the check. If they buy it, they're taking on the risk of having to sell advertising and foregoing that rights fee. So it's going to be an interesting situation to watch unfold in the months to come.
And we both know a little bit about selling advertising.
It seems like it's easy until you try and do it.
Jim, we want to thank you so much. Jim Nugent, of course, publisher of Global Golf Post, and now the new chairman of the board of the AJGA. Jim, thank you so much for your insight and your information, and we wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll see you in January down in Orlando.
Look forward to seeing you in Orlando. Thank you, Fred. Appreciate it.